Today on Running to Him.
We must submit to those in authority, but God's authority trumps mankind's. Today we will read 1 Peter chapter 2 and concentrate on verses 13 through 17. 1 Peter 2, 13 through 17 says, "Submit yourself for the Lord's sake to every human institution, whether to a king as one in authority, or to governors as sent by him for the punishment of evildoers and the praise of those who do right. For such is the will of God, that by doing right you may silence the ignorance of foolish men. Act as free men, and do not use your freedom as covering for evil, but use it as bondslaves of God. Honor all people, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king." Does submission to God require that we submit to an evil government? And who determines the morality of the government? Were Peter and John breaking the submission to authorities principle when they refused to submit to the Sanhedrin's demands in Acts chapter 4, verses 19 through 20, by saying, "Whether it is right in the sight of God to give heed to you rather than to God, you be the judge," or "We cannot stop speaking about what we have seen and heard"? Did Dietrich Bonhoeffer break the command when he was actively involved in the plot to assassinate Hitler? Did Cory Ten Boom break the command when she hid Jews when the law said she couldn't? If the answer is yes, were they sinning? If the answer is no, how can we be required to submit to simple driving rules like stopping at a stop sign? Even a "I don't know" answer is inadequate because God does not allow uncertainty in his laws. Christians are facing the horns of a dilemma if they don't have an answer. There is an answer, but many may not like it. Christians must stand for the greater good when forced to choose between two evils. In addition, we are to take responsibility for our actions. If we break the law, we must be willing to accept the consequences. In this way, we fulfill God's and man's laws. We have the possibility of being forced to make such a decision in the next presidential election. The current administration is against Christian positions. They are suing a Christian college for supposedly bilking graduate students out of their money. They actively push for on-demand abortions and have failed to secure the border by flouting immigration law. The other major party will offer a candidate who is morally flawed, albeit not to the extent of the current administration. Do Christians decide to vote for a different candidate, knowing that the candidate has no chance of winning, and therefore allowing the election of the immoral candidate? The answer is found in verses 15 through 17. We are to use our freedom as bondservants of God. If we cannot support either major party candidate, we must vote as we believe God would want us to vote. If the government requires us to break God's law, we must submit to God and accept the consequences. Now, I haven't concluded that we are to rebel against the government, but if it comes down to choosing God's law over governmental mandates, I will choose God's law over the government and be willing to suffer the consequences. Isn't that what the apostles did?
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.